Turn the music up just a little bit.
I'm under pressure, man, I'm under pressure. Been trying to walk it out, I keep ending up on the stretcher. Problems in life will stretch ya, ain't got it all together. They say the change coming, but it's feeling like forever. I'm on a mission, they probably think I'm missing some screws, but it's these 3 nails.
The city of Chicago is comprised of some 77 communities. Within those 77 communities are over 200 neighborhoods. One of the unique communities of Chicago is the North Side community of Avondale. While Avondale was almost all Polish in its ethnicity some 2 decades ago, today it is nearly 65% Hispanic, 28% Caucasian, 5.5% Filipino, and 3.5% African American. Yet again, the neighborhood is changing as new businesses are moving into the neighborhood, as a younger crowd and demographic are moving up on the southern edge of the neighborhood. It is an up-and-coming neighborhood. It is a historic neighborhood that is known for having helped build Chicago's neighborhoods. Sadly, within its 2 square miles, there are 40,000 people who have little gospel presence.
Hi, my name is Pastor Dave Andreessen. I'm the pastor here at Resurrection City Church. As you just heard in the video, we're planting a church in the north side neighborhood of Chicago called Avondale. 40,000 people and 2 square miles and almost no gospel presence. We're excited about what God's called us to. We're excited about the clear vision that He's given us. This vision is birthed out of Luke 19, verses 1 through 10. Jesus is on His way to Jerusalem for Passover. A crowd is gathered around Him. They're following Him. Prior to Jerusalem, Jesus is moving through the city of Jericho. Just outside of the city of Jericho, Jesus heals a blind man named Bartimaeus by simply speaking to him. The crowd rejoices, the text tells us. Now they move into Jericho, and Jesus encounters this man named Zacchaeus. The author, Luke, tells us that Zacchaeus is a chief tax collector. This meant that Zacchaeus had sold his ethnic identity because he loved money. He had bedded down with the Roman oppressors, and he was a shakedown man. If you sold it or bought it, he made it his business to know it. He decided how much to tax you, and he gave a cut to Rome. Not only was he a despised tax collector, but he was the chief. He was the big daddy, the top dog. He had men who worked under him. People had written him off. He's not a son of Abraham. He was clearly a scumbag in the society there. Being short in stature, the text tells us, he climbed into a sycamore tree. He had to know what was going on. Is there money to be made from this Jesus or this crowd? Something amazing happens, though. The text tells us that Jesus stops and he looks up. He sees Zacchaeus. And then he calls Zacchaeus to himself. He says, "Come down from that tree, Zacchaeus. I must come to you. I must go to your house today." Then we see something absolutely amazing happen. Jesus knows Zacchaeus. He saves him. Right away, Zacchaeus is marked by true repentance. The text tells us that he stands and says, "Behold, Lord." Oh, I would have loved to seen Zacchaeus at that moment. I bet he stood 10 foot tall. You see, Christ changed him. He gave him a new identity. He gave him new affections. His affections quickly changed, the text tells us. Zacchaeus says, "I sell half my goods and give it to the poor. If I've ever defrauded anybody, I give it back fourfold." Jesus radically changes his affections. This guy loved money so much that he sold his identity. Now he's changed. He loves Jesus. We see the fruit of the gospel at work in his life. And Jesus says, "Salvation has come to your house, for he is a true son of Abraham." That's a new identity. That's radical change. Our society craves for change. But we're not talking about bumper sticker change, bumper sticker hope for that fact, or temporary tattoo hope, or temporary tattoo change, the kind that wears off and fades away. It doesn't last. You have to work for it. You have to earn it by your own self-earned righteousness. No, Jesus, when he changes you through his blood-bought work on the cross. He radically changes you, gives you new identity, new affections, and you're marked by true repentance. That's lasting, eternal change. That's true hope, only found in the person and work of Jesus Christ. You see what that crowd didn't know, and they booed. How could Jesus go to this sinner's house? You see, they didn't know what Jesus knew. They hadn't got it yet. Verse 10, Jesus shares his mission statement. He says, I've come to seek and save the lost. You see, a week later, Jesus would die on a Roman cross. He tells Zacchaeus, come on down from that sycamore tree, because he knew he'd hang on a Roman tree. This is why Jesus came, to seek and save the lost. So we're excited about what God's going to do in Avondale. Our vision through that text is to see, call, and know others. Through the gospel, to see, call, and know others, that by God's grace, many might experience the resurrection power of Jesus Christ. That's a newness in life. That's eternal, lasting change. That's true hope. Would you pray about what God's doing in the Avondale neighborhood of Chicago? Would you consider and pray about joining us? If you live in one of the surrounding neighborhoods of Avondale, pray about being a part of what God's doing here. We're already meeting weekly in the house, in a Bible study. We're praying that God would grow us through conversion, that he would bring co-laborers to join us. Would you pray for the work God's doing here in Avondale? Thank you so much. God bless you.